I pack. You dope deal. In fact, I'm so chill. I'm never off the pivot. 6 stitches to your image. Not offended when you call me genius. All that means is
so much grams. Unzip the bag. Dip in my hand. Then I palm trees. So when you throw shade, it could never harm me. So when you throw shade, it could never harm me.
Check it. Yep. And see if the audio sounds okay.
Take that trip with me to the beauty supply. We like the standard refined man if you cry and cry. Take a trip with me to the beauty supply. I need the standard refined man if you cry. Fresh out the box, a bundle, 250 Rapunzel. Make pennies a market share, plenty the feminist in me. Don't bat no eye, support the black business, no compromise. A lot of self say this is self-love. To braid my hair down and masquerade hugs. Because I just want to be the love of my life. Set aside my own standard and really demand hers. Silly and absurd, wearing a fur cap, wig hat. And then preach I love everything black. I know it seemed cap is cap. Wig cap's the track. Sabotage, I'ma hold me back like new identity, same enemy. Me, when I believe I'm prettier with my weave. When I can see the forest behind the trees. I'll be free, I'll be free, I'll be free. Take a trip with me to the beauty supply. I need the standard refined man if you cry and cry.
You know we have this link.
Take a trip with me. Yo, lay me down by the edge of the river. Pray to God that my edges deliver a good look. Infantile baby hair make the men look. Eurocentric lookbook, residential forever. We live in a momentary lapse of judgment. Black concussion asleep at the wheel. We trusted the plantation to drive us home. Hallelujah, idolize a white bitch while I rock a toupee. Cosplay new identity, same enemy. Me, when I believe I'm prettier with my weave. When I can see the forest behind the trees. I'll be free, I'll be free, I'll be free. No identity, same enemy. Me, when I believe I'm prettier with my
Dixon's gonna come and check out anyway in a second. Bring the screen some noise! Happy Thursday night! Make some noise for Simon Bloch and the Nighttime Routine! Oh yeah! Welcome to the Nighttime Routine. I'm your host, Simon Bloch. Simon Jupiter Bloch, if we're getting certificatious tonight. Let's get legit. Let's get Legiticus. Let's get Leviticus. Let's get biblical. Welcome to the show, folks. Thanks for coming out. Front row, glad you could be here. They got the expensive tickets tonight. What? Didn't a rapper do that? Who was it? Like, did 50 Cent buy the whole front row of another guy's concert and then deliberately didn't attend? Something like that, right? One of my enemies is making some money moves tonight. Very smart. A huge blow to my ego. Thanks for coming out. That is not the hum of an amp. I actually have a couple cats back here, so don't be alarmed. Folks, welcome to the Nighttime Routine. This is a talk show. Starting slow tonight. Come on in. Yeah, we're doing a bit of a talk show. We have the house band, formerly known as Cup of Water. Now, under the illustrious new name, Signor Rubato. We got a desk, we got a bar, so please, at any point, if the jokes are not vibing, go get a little G and T, huh? Go get a little G and Jur Ale, you know what I mean? It's maybe the greatest thing I've ever said in my life. Totally off the top. Let's get started, right? Get started. What is going on? So before we jump into it, I started the last show 1 month ago, our first ever talk show, the Nighttime Routine, with a few remarks about what was going on internationally. Unfortunately, the story continues. Gaza is still being bombed. The atrocities seem to be unending. There's no jokes to be made here. Our tax dollars continue to fund this, and we can talk about it off stage. I would like to have a lively debate with anyone who disagrees, but I would not feel comfortable starting the show without acknowledging that. There's a lot of injustice around the world, but some of it the US is contributing to, some of it it isn't, so it is what it is. Thank you for listening. Yes. And to those of you who thought, wow, that sounds familiar, similar to what he said last time, yeah. Let's maybe change the program. Okie doke. Folks, what's in the news, huh? What is in the news? Huge news, folks. Tonight, November 16th, The Crown will be entering its final season. You guys hear about this? The Crown will be entering the season assuming no one finds the quicksand I hid under Buckingham Palace. Trying to take them all out in one go. The Crown will be entering its final season. A little bit of an assassination joke, okie doke. Speaking of The Crown, I found this out recently. This is true. Tyler Perry is the godfather to Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's 2-year-old daughter. Shouldn't that have been bigger news? Tyler Perry is the godfather of the princess. I'm kind of disappointed that that was not covered more in mainstream media. Boom, nailed the first one, okay. A new MTA subway campaign has aggressive signage discouraging patrons of the MTA subway from participating in graffiti or scratchiti. No scratchiti on the subways. Please, we do not like when you do scratchity. I've never experienced a sign condemning me from doing something that both taught me what it was and made me want to do it so bad. Ooh, I want to do some scratchity. I want to write my mama's name on the subway with my keys. How are we doing? Should we just take off and I'll go do some scratchity right now? Don't do it with your main house key, but a mailbox key, if it gets a little bent, who cares, right? Let's mark up these subways, huh? Okay, that tag didn't work. Is my pocket? No, we're good. I thought my pocket was inside out, but we're absolutely chilling. Folks, speaking of recent days, yesterday, November 15th was named Steve Irwin Day, in honor of the beloved Australian wildlife and animal expert, right? May he rest in peace. His family, in honor of this new holiday, Steve Irwin Day, commemorated it by saying, "We love you, Steve. Thank you for changing the world forever." And it's true. He did change the world forever, because back in the 90s when his show started, no one knew that those guys sounded like that. That shit's crazy. Australians are brilliant, they're diverse, they're cool, they're laid back. They sound bananas. And we now know that thanks to Steve Irwin. May he rest in peace. Oh, fuck, I got beat. Oh, fuck, I got beat. All right. Alrighty. The New York Post is reporting. The New York Post is reporting the New York State Court of Appeals has temporarily lifted a Trump gag order. That sounds gross. Lifting a Trump gag order? Hey, the New York Post, I have an idea. Don't say that. That sounds extremely bad. Use other words. That's that one. I found out recently sea lions are very indecisive creatures. Did we hear about this? This is in the news. Sea lions, very indecisive creatures. Because they'll have an idea, but then they'll be like, or. And finally, some news. Some news about disgraced New York Congressman George Santos. Huh? His former fundraiser pled guilty to wire fraud. A former fundraiser for George Santos pled guilty for wire fraud. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit about that stuff? No one gives a flying fuck about that guy. Let's start the fucking show, huh? I'm gonna go walk over to the desk. Yeah, I took a little bit too long there. All right, this is a bit of a nail biter because she's coming from another show. Is Molly here? Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we're doing it loose tonight. Folks. Your first guest hails from Madison, Connecticut. You've seen all over town. She's one of the most exciting up-and-coming comics in the city. Close personal friend of mine. I love her. You just saw her in Butterboy. Put your hands together right now for Molly ZALMAN.
Thank my dad for being here. I've been trying to make friends at work. So I went up to one of my coworkers, Chelsea. And I said, oh, I really like your necklace. But it's interesting, in a way, it almost looks like a, it almost looks like a rape whistle. And she was like, oh no, it's not. It's not a rape whistle. They're actually my brother's ashes. Don't blow on that. Do not blow on that for help. I knew I was gay not because I was looking at women, but because I hated myself, yes? Any queers in here? It's a prison. Yeah. One time I was seeing a girl, and listening to her too. What's up? Woo! And she was really into bones. One time I went on a hike in a national park. That makes sense, right? One time I went on a hike in a national park, and I came across a pile of bones. You've seen a girl. So I took a picture of the bones, and I sent them to her. Wow, really nice bones. That's what she says to me. What if you brought some back? Animal bones, not human. So I take the pile of bones and I stuff them in my bag and bring them to her. You ever like a girl so much you commit a federal crime? I've been trying to I'm sorry. I've been trying to connect more with the audience lately, be more present. Are y'all a couple? No. This is like an awesome crowd. Like, look at this packed audience. Y'all are so awesome. Sometimes you don't always get so lucky. One time I accidentally went to an alt-right mic. I didn't mean to go, but I did stay. And how did I perform? Bad. Yes. And then a man went up after me, which is fine. That's okay. And he said, I hate women with big forearms. What do you think? Small? One time someone said tight. When I bite into a woman, I don't want to feel more meat. I want to feel bone. And that was so crazy because I had never seen Armie Hammer do a set before. It was wild. Fox News, we've heard of him. Would not be they them. Wouldn't allow it. Sometimes they come out with a study. And in this particular study, it said, every time you eat a hot dog, you lose 30 minutes off your life. Every time you eat a hot dog, you lose 30 minutes off your life. What about shit? What if you ate shit? How much time would that take off? How immediate? Thank you for having me. Give it up for Simon.
Come on down. Molly. Thank you once again. Give it up for Molly ZALMAN. Oh yeah. Our levels are good tonight. Well, Molly, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
We're gonna take the audience behind the scenes. You're coming from another show.
I'm so sorry I was late.
No, your timing was impeccable.
But I'm thrilled to be here. Can you believe this crowd?
Come on.
Crazy.
Oh yeah, folks in the back. We do have a few seats up front if you want to get a nice little
Get close.
nearsighted bird's eye view.
Get close.
A bird that can only look at things way up close. Oh yeah, okay, nice. Thank you. I knew that riff would get somebody. Okay. How did you get here? What did you city bike? What'd you do?
I city biked. Biked over here.
Any partakers here? Well, I'm really glad you made it. Great stuff. I was hoping you would do the hot dog joke.
Yeah, I did it just for you.
Thank you. What did I do last time? Did I take it out? I just clutched this weird little contraption the whole time. What do you? I feel like you look more now. Yeah, let's do that. I'll put it back later. Oh yeah, because I was holding it. All right, we'll figure it out. Welcome to the show, folks. Okay. So you're from Connecticut.
I'm from Connecticut.
We talked a little bit. We talked about our nighttime routines. It sounds like you have a pretty good one.
I try to have a good nighttime routine.
It's late. You go to bed late though.
I go to bed really late. Yeah.
Can you walk us through a little bit of what you get up to in the immediate time before the old snoozeville?
Yeah, getting ready. Well, I have a little rat dog, and yes, and I like to wipe her paws off before she gets in my bed, because they're dirty. And then I take a shower.
That's huge.
I take a shower.
A night shower.
Yeah, maybe I light some incense. Wow.
Wow. Ooh.
Wow. And then I'll fill up my humidifier with gas. No. With water. And then I light some more incense. And then
More. You get through 2 sticks a night?
I'd average 2 sticks a night.
Okay, that's huge.
Yeah.
Nice.
Ladies. No, and then I take a shower, blah, blah, blah. And then I journal. I journal a little bit, and I say some affirmations.
Before bed?
Before bed.
That's cool. I feel like it's more of a morning thing, right?
Is it?
I don't know. I mean, I guess in theory you want to affirm 12 to 15 times a day.
Yes, absolutely. I only do it once a day.
But you think the nighttime to like is it to like let go of what happened during the day, or is it anticipation of the day to come?
I think it's kind of just sort of I stay consistent with something. Like every
That's
day.
huge. Yeah, that's amazing. I journal in the morning for that reason.
Yeah.
It's like a little reset before I start the day.
100%. Yeah, I like it. It grounds me.
Yeah, not everything's a joke, you guys. Sometimes it's real. And we did talk a little bit about TikTok. You You scroll. You do the TikToking.
I scroll. Sometimes I'm really into watching chiropractor videos. I've been doing that for about 5 years every night before I go to sleep. 5 years now. I am really into swollen ankles at the moment.
Yeah. Can I bring them in on your search history a little bit?
Yeah, of course.
So we talked about this. Molly's unsolicited, I think, sent me a screenshot of your search history.
Complete, yes.
And it was wild. I mean, I'm sure all of ours are wild, but you had ankle sprain chiropractor,
Yeah.
bunion,
Yep.
just ankle sprain standalone,
Yep.
chiropractic cracks,
Yes.
severe chiropractor adjustment. You're going about your day, you're texting your friends, you just finished your meal, you're like, I need to see something severe. Severe?
Yeah. They scream sometimes. Those.
They say scream, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes for show. It's almost like wrestling. It's kind of theater in a way.
I don't not get it.
Yes.
But a rogue back crack in the wild, it's like, ooh, that's satisfying. But
Yeah.
to learn that that's what works for you, and then you seek out severe chiropractic adjustment.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
We're really optimizing our dopamine, I think, as a generation.
Yeah, absolutely.
We know exactly what inputs and outputs we want.
Yep.
Okay, and then a couple others.
11 p.m. every day.
Then all caps, Karma is the guy on the Chiefs.
That one popped up. I don't. It's Taylor Swift. Yes.
Karma, the song Karma. This whole time I'm thinking, there's like a football player called Karma,
Yeah.
but
No, I don't
Karma
think so.
is the guy on the. Okay, so
The guy on
actually,
the Chiefs.
I should have thought about that for 1 second before I said it on stage.
Travis Kolk. Kelsey.
Kelsey.
Chelsea. Travis Kelsey. Yeah.
And then just to finish off the list, we have Ralph Macchio. What's that guy up to? Still kicking and screaming. Why NASA stopped exploring the ocean?
I don't know. That popped up one time, and I was like, "What are you talking about?"
But it's your search history, so it pop up, and then you're like.
Yeah. Sometimes it'll be like, "Oh, trending," but I never searched it. Right?
Maybe I'm just.
But
yeah,
it's
I'm
on
out of
there.
slope. And then finally Willie Nelson, Snoop Dogg, which I love.
I didn't. That's another one that I didn't look up.
That's
but I
more.
like the
That's more
version.
what my search history looks like. It's just permutations of Willie Nelson and Snoop Dogg.
That's very relaxing.
Well, we each, I think we learned something here today. We could all go a little bit deeper in our own search history, and there's some interesting questions.
There's a lot of things. There's a lot there.
Molly, thank you for being here.
Simon, thank you for having me.
One more time. One more time for Molly ZALMAN, folks. Holy shit, we're moving right along. Thank you guys once again, folks who are coming in. We do have a few empty seats here, but feel free to stand in the back and skulk. We're moving right along. Our next guest, I met him a while ago. I think he's so damn funny, but there's also a lot underneath that as well, which we will get into. I love this next comic. You have seen him. Folks, you've seen this guy. At SF Sketchfest, Limestone Comedy Festival. You've seen him all around the city. He's an absolute barsmith of the comedic tapestry. Put your hands together right now for Joshua Stokes.
One of y'all is out of tune, but all right, it's fine. It's fine. All right. A little bit about me. I come from a long line of paranoid black people. That's my whole lineage. Like my grandpa, he's the most paranoid black person of all time. It was mostly because he was in the civil rights movement and he was cheating on his wife. Like, a brick would come through the window. He had no idea who threw it. He was confused. The one time Brick came through, Brick would just land in the living room and he would just turn to a brick expert. He just pick up the brick and be like, as you can see, this is the Klan brick. He really had clean striations on it. One time a brick came through the window wrapped in panties, and it landed in the living room, and his wife was like, whose panties are these? And he was like, the white man's. That's who panties. These are J. Edgar Hoover's panties. Himself. A lot of people don't know the civil rights movement was majority women. A lot of people don't know that. My grandpa did. That's why he joined, right? He was trying to get rights and pussy. That's a crazy Tuesday. That's the best. People also don't know there were a lot of gay people involved in the civil rights movement. My grandpa promoted it. He was behind it because he was for civil rights for all, but pussy for himself. Just for himself, down the middle. Okay, all right. I weird out these white people. I don't know, man. I feel like I'm like this because I didn't grow up with a father, and when you don't grow up with a father, people always ask you shit like, how'd you learn how to change oil and shit? How'd you learn how to change tires? And I tell them I YouTubed it. YouTube was my father. That's what I'm trying to say. That's why when somebody's like, the YouTube algorithm is homophobic and misogynistic, I'm like, yeah, it's my dad, dog. The fuck is your dad like, dog? It's my dad, dog. I don't know. I didn't have a dad, so I just had my mom's. Like, I had weird male role models. Like, I just had the dudes my mom would date. My mom used to date this dude named Will. He was a black trucker. He's the bravest dude I ever met, right? Because he's a black trucker. His whole entire job is just driving while black. That's his entire, just trying not to get pulled over, keeping both hands on the wheel. Okay. I had coaches. Coaches would also try to be my like male role models. Coaches are like dads in that they're also trying to fuck your mom. That's what coaches. That's how the coaches be acting, but they be trying to fuck your mom in athleisure, you know? You know what I mean? Just trying to fuck your mom in Under Armour. Nigga, put on some pants to fuck my mom, all right? Jeans and a belt to fuck my... Business casual and up to fuck my mom. You gotta really try. Niggas be stretching, just trying to... All right, never mind. Trauma, a lot of flashbacks. I had a strong black mother. And what I mean by that is she left me at Walmart various times. Cause we walk into Walmart and she'd be like, look, when I'm ready to go, if you're not by my side when I'm ready to go, I'm gonna leave you. And that's not a threat, that's a promise. She say that every time, and then I'd also be like, that's also a felony, Anita. She left me one time for 22 minutes, which is the exact amount of time it takes to drive from Walmart to our house and have one glass of wine. And really just think about it for 5 seconds. That's what she did. She thought about it. One time she left me at Walgreens. But that's actually like a good black parenting move. Okay, y'all don't know. Nobody watches black kids like the people at Walgreens. Right? They got eyes on niggas all the time. A little bit more about me. I'm a suburban black guy. I'm from the suburbs. I was in orchestra. I played the bass. I played the string bass, the stand-up string bass. You know what I mean? There's no string bass. Well, you got that shit back here. You play the stand-up string bass? You can play it? You play the stand-up. I chose to play the stand-up string bass mostly because when I was 12, I was sexually attracted to string basses. Y'all ever seen a string bass? You ever really looked at them hoes? Is thick as fuck, dog. They thick. My bass teacher, he tried to teach me how to hold. He was like, put your hands right here. That's how you hold a bass, Josh. I was like, nigga, get your hands out. Been waiting to get my hands on something like this my entire life. I make niggas real uncomfortable at the recitals. That's what I fuck with that. Right there. A lot of people don't know the difference between band and orchestra. Here's the difference, real simple. Band has all different types of instruments. Orchestra has all different types of Asians. That's the difference. Right? Orchestra's got Chinese people. It's got Filipino people. It's got black dudes who are in the anime. That's another type. Right? We all know niggas named Miles, right? We all know Miles. We all know Miles-faced black dudes, right? Okay. gotta get out of here. Ever since I moved here, and I think I'm addicted to weed now. I'm addicted to weed. This is how I know. This is how I know I'm addicted to weed. Cause I went back to Texas, where I'm from, and I got sold weed by my like home weed dealer, my hometown weed dealer, and this nigga just sold me weed in my hand, like without a bag. I went to this nigga to get weed, and he just dropped raw nugs in my hand like this. And he just sprinkled them like this. He shackled them. And I caught him like this. And I wrapped them up, and I walked home with my fist balled up like this, right? Like you're angry at your stepdad, like fuck Steve, right? Like fuck Ron, this nigga sell Hyundais, fuck him. Like that's, you walked home like this, and then the weed got wet from the humidity in the Houston air, and I smoked the wet weed. You guys know the scientific term for smoking wet marijuana? It's called being addicted to marijuana. That's what. All right, you guys are great. Thank you for your time.
Keep it going for Josh Stokes, folks.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Just one question. Why does every member of the band look like a jazz musician from a different era? You know what I mean? That's the psychedelic era, you know what I mean? That's the era before niggas got rights, right? Nigga name. You ever seen a Ahmad Jamal album? Sorry. The era when all the good jazz was in Tokyo, right? That's racist. That's just me. All right, that was fucked up. All right, I just got racist right there. Can we cut that part out? All right, that was all right, I thought. There's a lot of great Asian jazz. You know what? I'm gonna shut up.
Tokyo, the capital of Vietnam. Tokyo, the capital of Vietnam.
Okay, I didn't. Okay, well,
all right,
I'm just gonna.
Paris,
Can we
anyway.
end this conversation?
Well, let's
so hot.
let's put the lens on you a little bit. I think the humidity of the hot Houston air is the most self-flattering way to say you had sweaty hands.
Okay, don't make it about me.
You're clutching weed nugs.
It's still illegal.
And
there.
you say it's the
still...
humidity of the hot Houston air. There was no air access to your closed palm. That's on you. That's on you. You made that weed wet, dude. Thank you for doing the show. Welcome to. I feel like I keep restarting the show. Welcome to the nighttime routine.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here, man.
Yeah.
So we met, I think, a while ago. I loved your stand-up, but you had a history. No, yes, but you had a history podcast that I was really interested in as well, and
yeah,
and it's now, we won't say defunct. It's gracefully concluded.
Yeah.
But it's a great podcast.
Okay, yeah.
And you're very history-minded, and
yeah.
I was not good at history when I was younger, but I'm very interested in
Interested? Oh yeah. I mean, we talked a little bit about just like kind of some. I am from Texas, and I know a lot of like Texas like black cowboy history. Like they're coming out with that Bass Reeves series, and like how do you guys feel about it? Does anybody know about Bass Reeves? Make some noise if you know who Bass Reeves is. Okay, all right.
I think we're at 2.5 there.
That's not good.
Yeah.
All right, that's not. I don't think this series is gonna do well. But there's Bass Reeves is like the officer, the like law enforcement officer with like the most arrests and most kills of any law enforcement officer in the Wild West. He's like an old black dude. But that's people would love that series. The caveat to it is that he only arrested and killed black people. So so it's like a weird like mass incarceration story that like when he arrested people, he would take them to the hanging judge, which is the judge in Fort Smith, Arkansas, that sent the most people to die. So it's just a real like they're trying to like promote a black historical figure that really just is the same exact thing as cops cops that we currently have.
It's tough because we do want these fucking badass role models. We want Django Unchained, but you're still gonna be attached to this existing. You said it's like we were talking about the the juxtaposition of like the crazy wildlands of the frontier out west versus like what was going on in East Texas,
So,
right?
Yeah, when we talked on the phone, we talked about I think there's like this image of like the Wild West and like Comanches and like this border area and that being the most dangerous thing in Texas or in the Wild West. But it actually like it's more dangerous to be a black person in East Texas than it is to be like a settler. And during that time, specifically in Texas, I offer there's like two Bass Reeves. There are different like law enforcement figures that are funner. There's this guy named. I mean, honestly, there's like Bass Reeves kind of. I know Bass Reeves. He says some fun stories, but there's this guy named the Terror. He was a black cop in like Texas, like right after Reconstruction in like the 1870 to 1872. His name was Merrick the Terror Trammell, and he was a pastor. And he would preach with a Bible and also a shotgun underneath his pulpit because the Bible was the word of God, and then the shotgun was the weapon of God that he had been given. And so there's this like incident with this. Basically, there's these two black cops that murder this white dude who's like an auctioneer called DC Applewhite. He's like being racist to black cops. The black cops end up murdering him because he pulls a weapon. It's like a common. Yeah. And then you have like these southern white people in Texas like, look how the cops treat us. It's a very fun. right. It's like in the 1870s. It's a very fun. And then Merrick the Terror Trammell comes in to save the day, and he just is yelling about how he'll whip 25 white people alone. And that's, I mean, there's more to the story, but like we don't have time. We don't.
Right, we can.
Yeah, we don't have time.
It was tough to whittle down what we were going to talk about, but I did find.
No, yeah, there's a lot. Like there's this organization called the Texas State Police after the Civil War when it was bad for black people in Texas, and they made the Republican military governor made a police force that was like 30% black. And there's fun stories, but it's also a lot of like stuff that's like, yeah, this is just a problem you're gonna have with every law enforcement organization. People pretending to be cops, cops just robbing people, cops, doing cop shit. So
a tale as old as time.
Yeah.
We're about out of time, but this you were telling me about but so this you were telling me about this book. It's not you didn't write this book.
No, I did not write this book.
But it's a good book.
Okay, I'm trying to think of the name of the book.
I do have it. It's
okay.
The Governor's Hounds.
Yeah, The Governor's Hounds. It's about the Texas State Police, the creation of them, and then like also what it was like to be a black person after the Civil War in Texas. So pretty interesting.
For sure. I'm gonna read it myself, so let's maybe a little nighttime routine book club type action. Why not, right?
All right, yeah.
Josh, thank you for being here. One more time for Josh Stokes, everybody. How about these fellas, huh? Let's check in. Nick, you up for a little check-in?
I am.
How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm hanging in.
We're all hanging in there tonight, I think. The storm rages outside. It's a pretty nice fall night, quiet fall night. So this is the Nighttime Routine Band. Could you maybe introduce the guys, and then I'll introduce you after.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Just because some folks weren't here last time. You got to meet these cats before we proceed with the festivities here.
Yeah. So we got Ethan on the guitar. We got Alon on the drums. Adrian on the bass. Harry on the soprano saxophone. And Eli on the trombone. Fun fact, Eli's full name is Elijah Manning, and that is not a joke. It's just, he's very tired of that, I'm sure, but I'm not. And
right
this
here,
is Simon Bloch.
All right, yeah. I'm not a member of the band. That's false advertising. And right now, on the tenor sax,
yes,
we have Nicholas A.B. So I wanted to check in for a couple of reasons, partly to have a bit of a halfway debrief, but also because at the last show, a lot of folks did not really know where this band came from. This is the house band of the show. Nick assembled this band for the show.
Yeah, Eli and Ethan were camp counselors at the camp I was a counselor with. And Perry's a good friend of Simon's. Alana and I went to college together, and Adrian I met at this cool spot called Salon on Kingston. I was like, we need you.
Hell
We
yeah.
need you.
And Nick and I have been friends since we were 4 years old. So these melodies run deep. How are you feeling? I feel like the first half was pretty fun.
I think it was rootin' and tootin'.
Rootin' and tootin'. I'll admit I was a little frazzled when we came up. We were arguably more prepared than the last time, and yet I was still sweating in the pits. I'll be honest.
I'm a little sweaty right now.
And here we are.
I did, after I got out of the shower before the show, I worked out a little bit more to kind of sweat into my uniform.
Oh yeah, kind of warm it up.
I think it worked.
I think it worked great. I think these. I do agree that there's not really a cohesive aesthetic, but together I think you guys look phenomenal.
Why, thank you.
Huh? How about it? All right, we ready for the second half?
Let's get this. Let's get this.
All right, folks. Our next guest coming to the stage is someone I've wanted to have on the show since we first started this show 2 months ago, but really since we first dreamed it up much longer than that. We met a while ago through Nick. This guy was a brilliant multi-hyphenate artist before it was cool to be a multi-hyphenate artist. He's a rapper, a musician, a hyper-artistic human. He's anti-corporate, pro-peace and love. He's a friend of mine. He's brilliant. He's gonna come talk to us for a little bit. Put your hands together right now for Chris CARR. Oh yeah. Welcome, Chris.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm great. This is Chris CARR, artist name Stonehenge Parn-Hashnikovsky.
Correct.
Let's get into a little bit of etymology with that before we proceed, if I may ask.
Okay, the mountain of Parnassus, you might know this Greek tale, right? But then there's the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus, which was actually Heath Ledger's last film, not the Batman thing, right? And so you're like, Dr. Parnassus, the Imaginarium, you know, raps are kind of out of space. But then your friend gets a whole lot of hashish, allegedly. And then your other friend gives you a Russian wool hat, or sheep, or faux fur, we don't know. And you end up spending way too much time in a music studio with your homeboys while they're smoking hashish, and they're like, that's the Parn-Hashnikovsky. And then all of a sudden you're like at a show, and you get off stage, and people are like, oh, what's your name? You're like, Chris. And they're like, nah, but what's your rap name, bro? So sick. And it's like, Chris. They're like, no, you gotta have a Parn-Hashnikovsky. Chris, oh, just see it like that. And then when I started thinking about the internet, and it's like, well, Chris CARR, there are already famous people with that name. Chris had this, like, you know, one of the more popular names in the US, and CARR is, I think, the 6th most famous Irish surname. So, like, I needed something to be the only one on the internet. And so now, if you go on the internet right now, don't do that right now. Like, be here with us. But when you're at home and you're thinking about looking at squirrels on a jet ski or something, after you do that, look up Stonehenge, like the monolith, Parn-Hashnikovsky. You say it like you spell it like you say it.
I'll have to post that on the page. I don't think they're gonna remember all the syllables. Okay, this is an interesting segue though, because you're talking about, okay, your name is Chris, but people are not, they want something a little bit more interesting.
Yeah.
You're someone who, when we met through Nick and I first heard you perform, you have a real authenticity about your performance. You're aware of the artifice of performing, and you seem to want to strip it down a little bit and really be in the room. When I asked if you had anything to promote, you said your first priority with this evening is for it to be an experience for the people in the room.
Yeah.
And we're gonna hear some music from Chris a little bit later. That's a beautiful thing, and that's kind of core to the ethos of what we're trying to do with this show. So first of all, I want to say I appreciate that, and that resonates with me.
Yeah, well, thank you for hosting. I don't know. I'm basic and simple in a certain way. Each one of you is contributing to some effect in other people's lives without even trying, like without any effort. And then when you put in time and effort, what does that mean? You all took time, you spend money, you get here, you spend time with people. To me, that's important. It would be whack if I didn't consider that. If I came in here and looked at it like, this stage is a chance to promote the next thing, which is to promote the next thing, which is to promote the next thing, which is all about me. What's the point of that? I've been talking with folks about, building community, and I've had people talk to me like, yo, you've been running art spaces, you know people, you did this, How do I build community? And I can't answer that question. What I can tell you is community built me, in the sense that when I was interested in tattooing, or like tattoos, you had to go, like this is also back before you could get tattoos everywhere. You had to go hang out with people that were like, we don't like you. You don't have no tattoos. You don't know shit about this culture. And you had to be like, you're right, I'm gonna shut the fuck up and listen. I'm gonna watch. And whether it's in hip hop, whether it's in modular synthesis, whether it's in art of various capacities, I want people to know the influence they have as fans, supporters, or patrons. It's not just the artists that are part of this. Anti-corporate, fuck these companies, all right? And that's not to say it. I'm 45, I gotta make a living. There isn't a single equitable arrangement with any of these major corporations. Whether it's Spotify, Bandcamp just got bought, people got laid off. Whether it's whatever we are seeing out there as an option, the way for artists to be able to make a living off the art is to just worry about art. Having to figure out TikTok, having to figure out how to figure out YouTube, we're supposed to make shit. But that means we have to remember that it's for y'all. And that it's for real people. And so me coming up here and doing artifice or doing that can be fun. Entertainment's cool. But I'm into the hip hop is tied to the griot tradition, which is a cultural phenomenon and responsibility, where we're supposed to share our lives. We're supposed to make sure other people feel themselves in what we present if we're going to do it publicly, So what's the point of doing fake shit? You get enough of that. I got in a bike accident, got my teeth knocked out. People you gotta get your teeth fixed. I want to buy a fucking house. Getting my teeth fixed is $15,000 to get 2 implants and yada yada and the surgery and da-da-da-da, and they did the bone graft wrong. That shit hurt like a motherfucker. I'm getting a fucking property before I'm gonna spend that money. And people are like, I don't understand your decision. Cool. You not me, I'm not you. But I can't do the presentation and be paying rent. That's crazy to me. And so it's as simple as that to me. Make art, share art. If you want to know more about it, come holler at me. If you want to hear more of it, come holler,
For sure. Amen to that. I love your music. You make great music. You also are very active with a few other projects. I want you to talk about the sweatshirt and how you got into it with this No Venues tour we talked about.
Yeah. No, this has been a wonderful establishment. Shout out to the venue. I am not including you in this.
Shout out to the Gutter.
Shout out to the Gutter.
Thank you for having us once again.
But there are a lot of venues where they don't like music. The people that work there, like the sound person, I saw you here earlier, you was putting in work. I've been at the venue out here where the sound person sleep in the booth, and you're paying them to be asleep. After you paid to rent the room. Well, hold on, I'm the artist, he's supposed to pay me, but I rent the room? Okay, do I get the door? Oh, and you take part of the door. Oh, and we get 6 drink tickets for 5 bands with each 4 people, and you don't let us book rap? But you got DJs who don't look like me who play rap music? Oh, when my homegirl says some dude touch her, you don't do nothing about it? Fuck these venues. And I made more money doing shows in people's houses, doing shows in backyards, living rooms. I went to Colorado, Grand Junction. Not a huge market for hip hop, but 12 people bought tickets to sit in a 65-year-old woman's backyard while I did poetry and hip hop. I went through California, went through Texas, been through a number of different states, rocking in very intimate settings, going out to Monterey, California, and meeting amazing artists. And so my idea is there has to be another way. I do not have to do what is not working already. Y'all know any artist that actually blew up? Like anyone personally, like one of your homies that actually ended up on TV. How many other people have you met? Amazing artists, and what happened? What happened if some of them weren't spending $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 on marketing and music videos and put it in themselves and figured out how to reach y'all? But they being told they crazy for doing that. And so I'll take that. Like if me owning my art, owning my likeness, owning my image, owning myself requires being in a room with 12 people, 15 people instead of 400, perfect. If it means we meet through a former flatmate and now meeting all these new folks, perfect. I was in upstate, I was in Richfield Springs, town of 1,300 people this morning. And now I'm down here, this room full of amazing people.
Oh yeah.
That's what it's for.
Woo. Give it up to yourselves for coming out tonight, seriously. I know it's a late night, I know it's a Thursday, so I really appreciate you guys being here. I want to talk to you more, but would you be down to freestyle a little bit with the band?
Yeah. Give me some words. Say the first thing that comes to your mind. Backpack. Reds. Kangaroo. Yeah, corruption, kangaroo. All right. What did you say, red? Oh. Check. In the city of rats. Raps off the top of dome. Don't let him in your home. No better ever own. No better ever known. Rosetta to the stone. Don't let him in your home. He'll challenge you for everything you own. Your grandma's necklace, precious bones, and stone skulls rudiment. Corruption, skulls, bones, are luminous. I live in capitalist and a whole lot consumerist. I'm a humanist, get into it. It's a mountainous flow like Vesuvius. I didn't write this, don't try this at home. I do this, it's music, it's true to the flow. You should know, where'd I go? I don't know. Do a show in Idaho just to say, oh! Hands up, no, it's not about the fans. It's about my friends, about the fam. Cooler than a fan. I am who I am. I'm glad you are who you are. I'm made of the sun, moon, and stars. Brain out on Mars. Chris Carr, Bogart, your barge. How does he spit bars at a bar? My bars are barbarian. Me trying to fit in a rap game like trying to stuff the elephant in a terrarium. It ain't happening. I live in a world where it's Europeans, Indians, and Africans. And together we here to fight the pathogens. Breath control from abdomen. Breathe in and out. I rap about dirty shit like Astomouth. Oh no, prototypical. Slow-mo, moving on a digital. Camera lens, me and my closest friends. Lights out, strike out, we're rolling it. Strike out like bowling pins. I write about my closest friends. Some of them addicted to the opium. Laid out cold on linoleum. For the Holy Ghost, my homie overdose. It's like holy smoke. Overboard, show your sword, there he goes again. Write down life, recorded on a 4-track task cam. Hard to decipher like Rorschach Mask Man's CAT scan. Lights outside, tail of horseback, last stand. Oscar in a trash can, custard in the Badlands. From man's hands, lose the form, now you've been warned. By the true to the core, troubadour hit up to the court and to this horn. What people use technology to keep humans warm or develop paramilitary uniforms. No peace accord, bombs are cuneiform. As my mama, if I was born, a unicorn, hard to capture. Hang glide on my own wind pattern, heart and rapture. Slang tied the ring to the Saturn in this part of the chapter. I'm gonna own my masters. Fact is matter of years after laughter and jovial jubilee. With more questions than answers like Jeopardy or jealousy. I need fresh cold apple juice and celery. And the world is celebrating natural born killers like Mickey and Mallory. This is cinematic, nip and tuck, nip and tuck. I haul heavy baggage and emotional luggage in my mental. Pick up truck, pick up truck, pick up truck. Addicted to this life, never give it up. I hope you love your life, never give it up. They talk about us, but they never live with us. Come sit with us, dismiss distrust, someone to discuss. We are human beings made of little bits of dust. We are human beings made of little bits of dust. Let's get together and mix it up. Yo. We are human beings made of little bits of dust. Let's get together and then mix it up. Write down lines recorded on a 4-track task cam. Hard to decipher like Rorschach Mask Man CAT scan. Lights, sound, sights.
One more time for Chris Carr. Parn-Hash-Nikovsky. Thank you, my man. We're going to be hearing from him in a little bit.
And shout out to Josh, was the previous comedian?
Yeah, Josh was stoked.
That history lesson was amazing. I was in there laughing my ass off. I don't know if everybody's ready for their Black History lesson in the middle of whatever month this is, but I'm fucking with you, brother.
Chris Carr, ladies and gentlemen. Folks, we got one more guest, and then the band is going to play, and we're going to hear a little bit more from Chris, so stay tuned for that. Are you guys ready for your headliner? Because I certainly am. Folks, this final comic has been one of my favorite comics in the city for a long time. I met her before the pandemic, I think through BCC at the Vital Joint, maybe, at that old weird space in Williamsburg. I guess not too far from here. She is brilliant. She just finished an awesome tour of her new hour-long special Side by Side, all over Edinburgh Fringe, and touring a little bit in New York City as well. I don't know if she's gonna do it again, but hopefully you can come out and see her. She's an absolutely brilliant comic. Put your hands together right now for the illustrious Maggie Crane!
Tux. You got you guys. Okay, I'm not here to build community. I'm not scared of you motherfuckers. I'm from Massachusetts. That's about right. That makes sense to me in a big way. You can tell I'm from Massachusetts because I look like every cop's daughter. Right? Yeah. My dad's not a cop, but my face is not a good argument for that. That's called an I look like joke. That's when a comedian says what they look like, and you guys all go, "It's true." And the comedian goes, "Okay." Thanks. I'm kind of an old comic now. I'm an old head. And I love the new comics. I love them. I love the kids. But I realize that new comics, they're really bad at I look like jokes. They can't write a good I look like joke, and I think it's because they weren't bullied enough. I think no one was mean enough to them. All the new comics are like, "Yeah, I know what you're thinking. I look like Marilyn Monroe, but skinny." And I'm like, I look like the Cat in the Hat. And do you know how I know that? Because somebody told me. Right? Somebody let me know. You mentioned I was doing my solo show. I was doing the solo show in Edinburgh because I'm stupid. And the thing about that is now, I was doing a show the other day here, and someone brought me up. They were like, "Your next performer is an incredible storyteller." No! I have told too many so dating's weird. I put my time in. I'm not a story. How badly do you have to bomb to refer to yourself as a storyteller? Right? You're like, oh, actually, you're not supposed to laugh. I'm weaving a narrative. I feel like storytelling is making a comeback. Have you noticed this? It's every girlie's Instagram bio is Mama Bear, marketing, taco lover, storyteller. Right? Have you seen this? And I feel like storytelling is an old-timey caveman-ass activity, right? It's really coming back, and the good stuff never comes back, right? Everyone's a storyteller and no one's a sorcerer. You know what I mean? Everyone's artisanal bread mama, and no one's a guillotine operator. We gotta bring back the good stuff, I used to work at The Wing. Yeah, girl. The Wing was a co-working space that was just for women, and it was born out of the trauma of the Hillary Clinton loss. Right? It was all like, you know, the whole idea was like, what if women could abuse workers too? Right? So it was like, trickle down those economics, mama. It was like all millennial pink and like everything said like, we are the daughters of the witches you couldn't burn. And everyone's like committing tax fraud. It was incredible. It was so incredible. But at the Wing also the thing that I learned about the Wing is that like everyone has a fake job. Every woman who was working there was like she was in marketing, or she was a storyteller, or she was the CEO of Nestle. Okay. They all work for Nestle. Holy shit. But no, it's like, you can just say anything. The woman who ran 17 magazine for years used to come into the Wing all the time, and I was starstruck. Do you guys remember 17 magazine? Right. That woman is like the executive producer of my eating disorder. That's star power to me, right? That's star power, right? Remember 17 magazine? It's like, you're apple-shaped. Kill me! Freaking shoot me dead!
Sorry.
This is what makes me sad. Like now, like Teen Vogue, it's like very lefty. It's like they're like raising young girls to be revolutionaries, and that makes me sad. Because 17 magazine used to be like, diet tip for teens: all you eat is asparagus and cock. And now it's like, here's how you make a Molotov cocktail. And it's like, who's gonna know how to suck dick? Who's teaching these teen girls how to suck dick? No, but at the Wing, one day this woman came up to me, and she was a comedian. She was a comedian. She came up to me while I was being a barista, and she was like, so, I hear you're a comedian. Don't do that. Don't come up and talk to me about the hobby I have that ruined my life. Like, I wouldn't walk up to like a gamer and be like, so I hear you're a virgin. Right? It's fucked up, right? No, and she was like, yeah, I'm a comedian too. Do you do storytelling? And I was like, if I ever did storytelling, I'd kill myself. And she was like, I'm a storyteller. And actually, I've been a storyteller for 17 years. And I have a storytelling podcast where I interviewed Tim Gunn. Okay, this is interesting. I did this the other day. Does anyone know who Tim Gunn is? Thank God! I was like, make it work. And the audience was like, but then I doubled down on this woman. I was like, no. If I was a storyteller, I would kill myself. I don't have a punchline for this. How often does that happen? No, the best thing about the Wing is that they had like, one day they over-ordered merch, and my boss, she got these tote bag merch, and the tote bag at the Wing it just said, taking up space. Because girlies need to be taking up more space. My boss over-ordered, and instead of ordering 100 tote bags, she ordered 1,000 tote bags. And it was my job to find space for the bags that said taking up space. I'm just like shoving them into the one closet, like, oh, my boss is like, fix it! My uniform at work was said like, women doing whatever the fuck they want. I'm like crying, my boss is like, find space, we'll take up space bags! Peasant bitch! Right? Insane. That's like me trying to like bury the body of the horse that I beat to death, right? No one else liked that punchline either, okay. That works, but I've been getting more into, because of like the show I've been doing, I've been getting more into like the theater world. Is anyone in the theater world? Shame! Shame, theater people are most like, oh, they think they're so good. Every theater application I've done is like, and why are you changing the world with theater? It's like, bitch, I'm not. Theater people are like, they're like, am I gonna give money to trans kids? No. I'm gonna give them a song. I'm flying high and high. Fucked up. But all the applications I do are things like, they're like, oh, like, tell us why you got into theater for good. It's like, bitch, I didn't. I got into this because I want to be so famous I alienate everyone who loves me. I want to die because all I crave is fame and I no longer recognize the face of the man I love. I got into this because in 2001, I saw Britney Spears wrap a boa constrictor around her head and walk through the VMA stage, and I was like, that's gonna be me. Every comedian is just a failed pop star, okay? Do you guys remember that when Britney Spears did that? Okay, you want to know something crazy? Everyone remembers that, right? That was so iconic. You know what happened the next day? 9/11! That's how iconic that moment is. So that means sometime on 9/11, someone was like, but remember that? Talk about never forget. It was actually like a few days before 9/11. Don't Hassan Minaj me. At a show, someone was like, really? And I was like, no. Emotional truths. I also, currently I'm a nanny. Is anyone else a nanny? What do you guys do? I'm a nanny. My big hot take about nannying is that, like, look, I don't think that you should be able to hit kids. But I don't think kids should know that. Right, like I'm not gonna hit your kid. But I do want to be able to go like this. Before I was a nanny, I was a waitress. Any waitresses? Okay, I don't know what any of you do. There's 2 waitresses, there's 1 nanny. All the rest of you are nepo babies. I was a waitress. I was a terrible waitress. One day, the soup of the day was gazpacho. Delicious. And I brought this gazpacho to this man, and I was just thinking about how fucking famous I'm gonna be someday. And I put it in front of him, and I'm like, Gestapo. And then I walked away. I was like, there's your chilled hate crime. Thank you so much, right? And then I've had every bad job in the world. I even worked at the Tenement Museum. Have you been? Oh my God. Yeah. I worked at the Tenement Museum. The Tenement Museum is amazing. It's like this museum built at it's built to look like the way the tenements did in like early 20th century when all the immigrants were coming in. And it's really cool. But basically it's only built so that white people can be like, we had it hard too. Not so easy being Irish. But the thing about the Tenement Museum, I was working there. I was working at the Tenement Museum when I was living in a windowless basement in Bushwick with 8 roommates. So I would walk into the Tenement Museum and be like, it's not that bad. I'm seeing windows. Fun thing about the Tenement Museum is that they have a bitter feud with the 9/11 Museum. It's true. Once a day, my boss would be like, oh, God, those fucks down at 9/11. Fucking tragedy porn. I'm like, I don't know, Katie. It's my job to dress up as a turn-of-the-century Greek orphan. And be like, my mama, my papa, they died of the cholera. So I don't know if we can talk about tragedy porn. No, I hate working so much. Yeah, I hate working so much. And you guys are hot and you're online, right? You guys know what, you're online. Do you guys know what e-girls are? Yeah. Oh yeah. For those of you who don't, e-girls. For those of you who don't know, they're like these really hot girls on Twitter, and they're really beautiful and sexy, and they're also communists. And I love them, and they're always posting shit like, I was not built to work. I was built to lay in a field and read Marx. Right, I love that shit. And I used to think I was one of these girls. I used to be like, it me. Me too, Queen. And And then I unfortunately took one look at myself in the mirror and I was like, oh no. I was built to work. But I can't work in this day and age, the year of our Lord 2023. I was built to work in like 1841. Look at me, I was built to be like a wet nurse. I was built to be like a bar wench. Look, it's my destiny to have a man like saddle up to my bar and I'm like, hello there, darling! Who could it be? It's because my body type, this is my body type. Remember 17 magazine from before? They would say my body type is, if they were writing it up, they would say my body type was Renaissance fair titties. I got these big fat red and fair titties that look like I have them like all like bundled up, nipple to the sky. I'm like in a field in northern New Jersey, brandishing a turkey leg. Like, by week I nanny, but today, I'm a peasant! Give it up for your band!
Keep it going for Maggie Crane!
Woo!
Oh yeah, are they gonna play a transition? No, we're good, we're
We don't need
good.
that, I'll do it. Salad and scrambled eggs. Baby, I hear the
Was that Frasier?
That's Frasier, man! What's that last thing he says? It's like, he says like, what is it? He's like, we're coming again. Does anyone know? We're coming again. I like, a friendship just got ruined over here. One of them was saying the words, the other one went, are you a Frasier fan? That was some real shit that just happened. Did you know that they made a new Frasier?
I hear they are.
It's out.
Is it out?
It hasn't made a ripple.
I saw a flyer. I was like, I'm probably not gonna.
I'm probably not gonna watch it. I didn't like the original Frasier.
You did or you didn't?
I didn't. Frasier's actually like, so every time my boyfriend does too much cocaine.
Cool.
So we do cocaine together, and one thing that's the only good quality about me is I can do so much cocaine and immediately fall asleep. And my boyfriend hates me for this. So when I go to sleep immediately, and he stays up for 24 hours, watches like 100 episodes of Frasier. That's all he does. So there's been a lot of Frasier in my ear while I'm passed out. So
it's getting in there.
it's getting in there. Niles! Where did that come from?
I do want to quickly talk about.
Please.
Well, is your solo show?
My solo show.
Is it? Are you doing it again? That's.
I am doing it again. I
know.
don't have it on the books. It's probably gonna be the new year. I have a solo show called Side by Side. It's about growing up with my older brother Aiden, who is severely disabled. It's about being the younger sibling to someone with disabilities, and how when that happens, you don't view them as disabled. You just view them as your older brother, and you are jealous of them. And you're like, why does he get a wheelchair and I don't? And you were like, he has to wear a blindfold while playing Pin the Tail of the Donkey just like me, even though he's blind. So it's a show about growing up in the disability community and about grief and about loss, but mostly just about how fucking able-bodied people are fucking weird about disability.
What's up with that? Yeah.
I fucking see you. But yeah, so it's a show that, so I've been doing that, and it's been great, and I took it to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, and I've been doing it around the country, and I'll definitely do it again. I think I'm gonna do it at Littlefield sometime in January, if you wanna follow me online.
And we'll get the word out when the dates are out for sure.
Have you been to LA?
For sure.
In LA, you do a comedy show, and every comedian on the lineup, you're like, hey, really nice to meet you, and they're like, follow me online.
Literally.
What's your Instagram, girly?
They have,
And that's what I sound like right
they'll
now.
have like stickers sometimes. And like.
They'll be like, hey, really good stuff. Here's my shit.
Yeah. Well, we're not like that here. Maggie Crane's not like that.
Maggie's not like that.
She just tells you to follow her with her words. No, seriously, check her special out or the
Check my
sorry,
special out.
solo
Yeah,
show.
I'm doing it again live. We might be taping it soon. Big things happening. No. But yeah, follow if you love comedy and if you are any part of the disability community at all. Come check it out. I don't know. What if I turn right now? Actually, fuck you!
Yeah. Folks, one more time for Maggie Crane. Come on. Thank you, Maggie. I wanted just to, you know how they fucking like douche. You know what I mean? Like the band is it's like yada douche. Like right when they put it down. That's the dream. The whole reason, this is all just a charade so that at some point in the next 18 months we have a show where I can just go like, Yow! That's the talk show. Folks, thank you for coming out. The night is not over. I know you want to hear from Chris. I know you want to hear from this band. We got a lot more good music in store. Here's the deal. We have these chairs, but some of y'all are going to want to get down. So to those of you who are able, we form a single file line. If you're able, you take your own chair. We're going to go single file through these doors. If we could get, is Jack around to open the door? If we get somebody to open the door, we're going to hang the chairs. We're going to have a nice systematic process here. And then we'll clear the rest of the chairs, then the band is going to play. It's about to go down. Who's ready for it? Yeah! Thank you for coming out. Give it up for yourselves. And give it up for this band. To be continued. Thank you very much.
Javi who's running sound right now. I really thought those were some funny comments. A lot of bravery in the comments. Yeah. All right. Chris, you want to rock? All right, we're going to bring back up the illustrious Parnash Nikovsky, community stalwart, artist, creative of all dimensions, really.
Check. Yeah. Perfect. Hello. Can everyone hear me from the front to the back? People at the bar, can you hear me? Yeah. All right, make sure you tip the bartender. Make sure you're nice to the sound person. And I'm going to do some actual songs. We're going to run through it quickly. Y'all have already been a wonderful crowd. Let's see here. Anybody here actually grew up in New York City? We got some New Yorkers in the building? Yeah. Anybody from Manhattan? Yeah. Uptown Harlem? The Bronx? Queens? Staten Island? Brooklyn? There we go. So before we begin, I'm gonna need as many people as possible to get their hands up and shake out any negative energy you have from earlier in the day. Let go of it, all right? Now, some of y'all did it. Some of y'all might have had really good days. So if you had a good day, throw the hands up, shake out that positive energy to share with everybody else. Shake that out. Share that positive energy. We're gonna rock out together. Let's run. Drunk monk got sober. Drunk monk got sober. Drunk monk got sober. Who would have thought? No more blunts now that I'm older. Still hunt for sharks, skunks and cobras. Got my future self looking over my shoulder. Over and over. I run through bricks like Nova Scotia. Serve y'all while wearing gold molars. Now it's no more Dutchess. How do I maintain in a world of cop punks, soldiers in prisons? The dunks don't told but told them. Confront to some conflict in the composition that I'm kicking. Stay focused on land, plots, boulders, and missions. Kids, grunts, hold your position. Swim trunks and polar petitions. Expeditions while I'm kissing the most beautiful woman while we're cooking in the kitchen. Your heart will make you listen. It takes commitment mixed with conviction. No restrictions. My disposition is buy low, sell high from Cairo to Delhi. It's dinos. I know I fell climb a kind of unwell mind. Found mine in a well in hell. Shells fly, spellbind, tell time, bells chime, they tell lies. Yo, I smell swine, kids sell dimes, we live in swell times. A ghost in a shell, well, yeah, he grinds. My homie smoking the L, that is fine. My other homie is toasting with a large glass of wine. I'm sober, ran myself in circles, fell asleep in a shrine. The deep is the sign, the deep is the sign. When deep is the vine, the deep is the sign, the frequency inside. The deep is the sign, the frequency inside. The deity is divine. Drunk monk got sober. Who would have thought? No more blood now that I'm older. Drunk monk got sober. Who would have thought? No more blood now that I'm older. Fruit chunks and granola. So, I'm a little bit over 4 years sober from alcohol. It's not something that I wanted to do. In a sense, I got diagnosed with melanoma like 4 years ago, got my pinky toe amputated. I was on immunotherapy treatment for 13 months. So understand that every moment we have together is a fucking miracle. I know during the time period it looks like the world's burning, everything's falling apart. These moments are what I savor, what I appreciate. So I want to thank y'all for rocking. Let's keep going. Golden art, smart, wrote books out of pages. I got a plan to take crooks out of cages. Some people, they look in amazement while I look at you, look at you, look at you, you're amazing. Some people like don't touch black folks like we got stood on our faces. Fuck that, I through the chimney, built the house, fixed the roof and it's raining. Broken heart of a scar, my booklet is sacred. I feel good about aging, the footage you're aping, my hood has been facing. Gentrification. You ain't from Brooklyn, you already know. Brooklyn's been changing. Gentrification. Go down to Austin, you'll see that Austin is changing. We ain't safe in this place like chicks in a coop with a wolf and a caveman. Or you're a young actress next to a Cosby Jello pudding and cake mix. Your boss might say, stay put for your placement. Fuck that, move like a night in the L, the crook information. Data matter, check the booklet for banking. I had an emotional outburst and I couldn't contain it. Instead of getting mad, I wanted the crowd surfing, I shouldn't explain it. It's nature, acres, trees, paper, but the woodland is tainted. Yeah, the woodland is tainted. They say, put your foot in the face of the faces for little green paper, but they're not ready to see Bigfoot out in the Amazon basin. Why? They stay stuck like they got roots in the basement. I traveled out of town. No tour rider, no manager, no money, but South by Southwest, I've been rocking shows for 5 years straight, so what was I saying? I can skin a cat on a hot tin, proof with the statement, see the shot, I shoot with the weight, Reggie Miller from the 3-point line, take it to the hoop, nice with a layup. Nice like Dwight Gooden and Daryl Strawberry in 8-6, but never partook in a cocaine, he ain't sniffing, never cooked for the pagans. No, never will I cook for the pagans. Golden art, golden art, golden art, smart, wrote books out of pages. Yeah, I got a plan to take crooks out of cages. Yo, they look in amazement while I look at you, 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 look at y'all, look at you, look at you, look at you, look at you, you're looking amazing. I hope y'all are feeling amazing. Y'all are fun. Y'all are amazing. So, I've had some art friends ask me, look what's going on in the world. What the fuck should we do? I'm gonna tell you, make art. Not everybody has to be a lawyer, an activist, out on a picket line, fighting the cops. If you make art and you can move people through art, I appreciate that. If you're a person that supports art, thank you. Let's keep it moving. We went from the underfunded, made a way to make something from it, made a vow somehow, became the ones that run it, I overdoes it. Oh yeah. We went from the underfunded, made a way to make something of it, made a vow somehow, become the ones that run it, I overdoes it, me and the golden chosen, my cousins, like a dirty dozen published, never sell your soul for gold, you know it's rubbish, remember Remember that the greatest will plummet. We so control the motives, won't let you control us. Like the sunset, grind the hardest, shine the farthest, shoulders hold heavy boulders. The total globe circumference from a broken home, but I loved it. The mind is Marxist, the heart is Moses. Holding scrolls all up on a summit. Stand as a totem pole, open soul, kind-hearted though. As a child, he was told he wasn't. If you were told the total tonnage, your dome would crumble in the rubble. You would fumble bags and blow your budget. Did you even know the subject before you spoke in public? Got me so disgusted. Crack cooking, bacon, I've been thought it's easy, but homie, no it wasn't. Don't discuss it, but you still speaking. I've been leaking like spies that play two sides, and a few facts for you don't equalize. Chill with the beaver for creeps, eat your eyes. Spill this freeze now, evening before the lies of the secret tribe. Sleep no more, we deprived. Those think it's cool cause the weed is illegalized. She said let it eat cake corn, lead to the pie. Let him eat the cake corn, peach and pie. Keep him captive on acid and focus. Let him lose the feast or the fall and pray. Call the Hunger Games a holiday to kill a mockingjay. Second line in the alleyway. They dance in your grave like Ab Calloway. The adventure got paid is for the black bodies hauled away. I dance on the stage, no class at Juilliard. I channel the rage, never have to prove I'm hard. The action I played is like on the third day, Jesus Christ, shooting at these superstars. Shooting at these superstars. We went from the underfunded, made a way to make something from it. Made a vow somehow become the ones that run it. The ones that run it. The mind is Marxist, the art is Moses. Holding scrolls up on a summit. Stand as a totem pole. Open soul, kind-hearted though. As a child he was told he wasn't. Give him bass. That's some bass in your face. A little bass in your face. So, the mind is Marxist, the heart is Moses, while holding scrolls up on a summit. Stand as a totem pole and open soul, kind-hearted, though as a child he was told he wasn't. If you were told the total tonnage, your dome would crumble in the rubble, you would fumble blags and blow your budget. Do they even know the subject before they speak in public? Gets me so disgusted. So, you may have been told that what you believe in isn't important. You may have been told that the things that are important to you are irrelevant. As a kid, people may have been like, you're weird. Well, good. Y'all got magic superpowers if that's the case. So I'm glad you're here rocking with us. We got one more joint. You got one more, right? And we're gonna take y'all back. Any of y'all listen to Mary J. Blige? Y'all maybe able to sing along. Y'all know it. My life, my life, my life. The bell is tolled, whom the bell is tolled. Ring the alarm for whom the bell is tolled. I'll never sell my soul. Ring the alarm for whom the bell is tolled. I'll never sell my soul. I never sold it for gold. Ring the alarm for whom the bell is tolled. Now, ring the alarm for whom the bell is tolled. I never sold my gold. Held my breath when facing death. Couldn't recollect it, the story never ever told. I do a single motherfucking soul. This is breath control. Mother sweat. He wrote the Raven that's got to step on a special code. I was gonna roll the telephones. Never stop this fella rose, cause he is way too bellicose. Part of my sleep, bleeding, cause he my fam was close like hell the bow. Radius, ulna, scapula, and collarbone. We close like letters of the alphabet. L and O. My homies like Chris to get the bread. about you sell hella snow and blow for dough? Me sell coke? Hell no. I make music to fit recordings and be noise and a metronome. I make music in my heartbeat, that's the metronome. My life is like a book about a lonely mobile home. Caught up in no state in no pockets, I like toe zone. Put an archipelago during a cyclone and tornado. Keep it together with a thin strip of Velcro. Sitting out an SOS and music in Morse code. I'm old school, rocking feelers and shell toes. Dreams and different things while I drive the Melrose. Never forgotten, I would say rock human face and metal pole. Brooklyn, New York, it's dark and hell is cold. I focus on the good times like Esther Rowe. Martin Lawrence get to step in, get ready to go. I know I rap it extremely high decibels. Wanna synchronize that with my decibels. Venus flytrap out on your vestibule. Never see me live rap, you know I never kept it cool. Lost a pinky toe, left in the pool. Lost a pinky toe, still left in the pool. I'm the type to graduate with good grades, slept in school, don't step in a duel, it takes extra rules. I came to build, not destroy, so I hope you brought extra tools. I'm the type to graduate with good grades, but slept in school. Lost a pinky toe, still left in the pool. Don't step in a duel, it takes extra rules. I came to build, not destroy, I hope you brought your tools. Ring the alarm for whom the bell is tolled. Never sell your soul, never sell your soul. Ring the alarm for whom the bell is tolled. Never sell your soul. Forgot me, bless you with sake. Lest they forgot me, bless you with sake. Okay, keep running. Now lest they forgot me, bless you with sake. More checks than hockey. Get the stress off my chest at top speed. Spin the block, chop the neck off the shotty. Automatically sweep the body. Don't make a beat, but speak a league hardly. 100 deep, we keep the party rocking to the turntables wobbly. Sheep leap asleep, count pleats, Bismarcky. R.I.P. Bismarcky. My name on the marquee like it was Paul McCartney. She drives me crazy like Terrence Trent D'Arby. Give me blue sleep sheets and 3 leaves of parsley. My conduct's disorderly like Prince Marky D. Chris Card's feet beat the concrete. Street walking, rip stars beat the God star beat with a homie beat boxing. Spit bars quantumly with a deeper speech and lead awesome. Walter Beast release the beast on the pigs. Geese and oxen. Look at the stock start dropping. Look at the thoughts that are locking. Look at the basket stocking. Look at the court case docket. Look at the general population serotonin deficiency exhibited. Uptake inhibited. Prescription med distributed. You have ever been in jail? You see what it looks like for a recidivist that sits in it. You made mistakes and you live with it. Humans grow, allow time for increments. Show love and also some tolerance. That they forgot me, bless you with sake. More checks than hockey. Lest they forgot me, bless you with sake. More checks than hockey. Get the stress off my chest at top speed. Spin the block, chop the neck off the shotty. Automatically street sweep the body. Don't make a peep or speak a leak hardly. They ain't ready. Bass heavy, shake Chevys, break levees. Caught 'em in the lake, wake eddies. Fresh baked oven, steak plate, 8 Yetis. Grape, great, 8 golden gate, skate Gretzky. Taste make tape shape, something straight edgy. Craze that he dug in a dungeon, late sweaty. With the compass Sir Stanley, read between the lines, Dexter Manley. Manly P. Hall, Prince Hall, and they all up in my family. Don't call my mom's mammy. Sammy the Bull will pull a wool for the Grammy. My friend pulled a tool of the cotton for the candy. Macho Man Randy, Savage Moss Lost look and go to nook and cranny. Crack getting cooked by the pack, right next to the fanny. Look at all these crooks still just chilling in the pantry. A novel like Tom Clancy, fresh like Manny. Bambi in the panties, big bucks, no whammies. Didn't plan to come inside the pussy, but there's no plan B. Can't afford the nanny, oh no, that can't be. Yes it is, how you raise those kids, not hands-free. It's a natural disaster like Hurricane Sandy. Quaker Oats, boats float, thoughts ran free. Hitter spoke, laser scope, it's all fine and dandy. Don't try to gloat, or they are broke in a shanty. Y'all recognize the name like it's Sam Snead. They ain't ready. Bass heavy, shake Chevys, break levy. Caught 'em in the lake, wake eddies. Fresh baked oven steak,
Played 8 Yetis. Golden Gate. Skate Gretzky. Now ring the alarm. Home the bell is tolled. Ring the alarm. That's the sound of dying. Why? Ring the alarm. Nah. This is the sound of us living and dreaming. Thank y'all. Peace. If you'd like to find me online, look up Black Land Ownership. 96% of privately held rural land is owned by people of European descent. That's why I got it called Black Land Ownership. It's already being called White Land Ownership. I'm not mad at that, but I am mad at it. And let's work on that because we need fresh fruits, we need the vegetables, we need open air space, woods, mountains, lakes, rivers, marinas, landing strips. So who's down to do it with me? All right, that's awesome.
Shout out to our host for the night.
All right. I don't even know how to follow. Wow. I just want to stay in this space. But we have 2 more songs. Yeah, thank you, Chris. All right. Ethan's going to kick us off on this. That shout out to Amy Winehouse, rest in peace. This next one is James Blake and Rosalia. It's a cover. All right, Barefoot in the Park. This is our last one. Thank you all so much for being here, for sticking around. We really appreciate it.
Thank